I think the options in the marketplace are typically the standard, oh, should I get a tutor? Should I go to another learning center? Or should I ask for more help at school? When those options are pursued, we do find that the outcomes are typically the same. It's like smashing a square peg into a round hole, because for the most part, in those other options, kids unfortunately still aren't being met where they're at. A mom can call a tutor and say, hey, my kid is struggling in grade 7 algebra. Can you help them? Sure, come on in, $30 an hour, $40 an hour for a university tutor who's probably really good at algebra. But the problem with that is the kid's not actually struggling with algebra. What's algebra? It's adding, it's subtracting, it's multiplying, it's dividing, it's fractions and exponents, but with letters, like X and Y instead of numbers. Well, if the kid doesn't know how to do these functions with numbers, what the hell do you think is going to happen when we start throwing letters at his face? Again, when it goes back to meeting a kid where they're at, how do you teach a kid Mozart if they're still at a Yankee Doodle level? And what do you think is going to happen? They might remember the keystrokes to the test on Friday, but then fast forward to Monday, you're going to ask them the same questions that they got right on Friday, and they'll just look at you and say, I can't remember, because it was just temporary memory. So that's typically what's happening out there. And the reason why that doesn't happen here, they have to master the topic before they're told, all right, here comes the next one. And this goes back to the philosophy of how we teach, especially kids who are visual. I don't know if you've ever heard of this or not, but math is actually a form of art. There's a reason why the requisite for math is actually patterns, like triangle, circle, square, triangle, what's the next shape? Most kids in kindergarten can kill those topics because, again, they're just naturally visual. Unfortunately for kids, and many kids, is what happens in grade 1 and grade 2, when we move them away from that natural ability to just visualize and see, and we tell them, now put that away, come over here. Let's start getting you on your fingers. Let's start getting you to rely on these crutches. And don't get me wrong, fingers are fine. It's like water wings, they're fine. But is the objective with water wings for you to swim? Or is it the objective for water wings just to get you acquainted with water and feel balance and security and all that stuff, right? It's the same thing in math. For anyone says that finger counting is good or bad, I mean, that's a debate that we can have till the cows come home. But I think it's a great tool. But again, we need to put that tool away. Math tricks don't stimulate thought. They're kind of like a shortcut to the finish line. Whereas with math, it kind of needs to be about the journey and how you're getting to something, thinking critically. I remember asking a child some multiplication questions, and I asked her what 3 times 4 was, and she just said, I don't know. And I was like, okay, what's 5 times 5? I don't know, can't remember. Okay, cool. What's 6 times 9? 54. I was like, what? How did you get that one? She's like, oh, the 6 trick. I'm like, explain, what's the 6 trick? And I don't remember what she said exactly, but it sounded kind of like, it's when you stick this finger up and then you shove this one in your ear, and if it's sunny outside, the answer is like 54. And I was like, oh, cool, okay, let's try a different set. What's 16 times 3? And she was like, blue, or I don't know what she said, but it was something. I was like, okay, cool. And this is kind of what I mean. Like, if you know what you're doing, these tricks might be really cool. Like I said, icing on the cake, and just kind of another way to check or validate your thought. But what seems to be happening is we're saying, nah, don't think, just do this neat trick and that'll somehow serve you. And the problem with that is that it's literally promoting no thought. I would say the fact that we are so reliant on calculators is absolutely detrimental to our ability to think and process. I mean, if you ask me what's 10,375 plus 4,700, you know what? Yeah. But when it comes to what's 12 times 8, and I can't think that 11 times 8 is 88 and 12 times 8 is just another 8, so go up to 96. That's what I'm talking about, is that ability to just, integrate this into just kind of my everyday life, because it is in your everyday life. I don't know if I really have a stance on using YouTube and online help or anything like that. I think there's more than one way to skin a cat. We just happen to be the best way. Anything that exposes a child to numerical fluency and an ability to just seek out patterns, math is nothing but the study of a pattern. And so if there are other things out there, it depends. There are things out there that I'm just like, that confuses me. I don't get it. What do you mean this finger and then that finger and then this, and if it's sunny outside, the answer is 5. It's a tough question to answer because there's so much out there, but I'm sure there's great tools and tricks out there, and there's absolute nightmares that I wouldn't recommend ever. Calculus? Yeah. Yeah, we'll teach anything math. We actually don't see that much help for calculus. I'm not going to prescribe a calculus solution for someone who aspires to go to tech school, but someone who's, trying to get into first year engineering, yeah, of course. So every kid is different, and it depends on what they want and what they don't want. I would say 90% of the students that need help aren't actually struggling in math. They're struggling with numbers. Everything in math is unfortunately numbers, except often when we get to those topics like algebra and calculus and trig, it's no longer numbers, baby. It's letters, X, Y, all these, And again, if you don't know how to do this stuff with numbers, what the hell do you think is going to happen when we start throwing letters at you, right? Kids who are in calculus for a reason, and they're doing fine.